Does your gut feel off? Is your skin changing? And does your hair seem to be going gray faster than it should? There may be one overlooked clue behind all three. As a registered nurse with autoimmune issues who's gone through this too, I'm going to show you what people mean when they say vitamin B10 and what it may really be pointing to and where to start first so you stop guessing and know what to check. Because this is where so many women get dismissed. Almost nobody explains what B10 actually is. Almost nobody explains if it really fits your symptoms. And almost nobody explains what to check first if it doesn't. So in this video, I'm going to make this simple. I'll show you what people mean when they say vitamin B10, why it gets linked to the gut, skin, and gray hair, what it's worth paying attention to, what gets overstated online, and what I would look at first so you can stop guessing and start knowing what to check. Let's start here. What people call vitamin B10 is actually PABA, and this matters because it gets talked about like a hidden vitamin, but it's not actually considered a true vitamin in humans. That doesn't mean the conversation is useless. It just means you don't want to chase something trendy and miss the bigger picture. What makes this worth paying attention to is not that PABA is some magic fix. It's that if your gut, your skin, and your hair are all changing at the same time, your body may be giving you a clue that something deeper needs support. That's the part most women miss. And that's the lens I want you to use through this whole video. Not what's the one miracle nutrient, but what pattern is my body showing me? Because patterns do matter. And that's something I learned the hard way in my own health journey. For years, I had symptoms that were real, disruptive, and getting worse. And I kept hearing versions of the same message. You're fine. Your labs are okay. Nothing serious is showing up. And when you hear that long enough, you can start disconnecting from your own body. You stop trusting what you're noticing. That's why I care so much about helping women connect the dots sooner, because your body will often whisper before it screams. So if your gut, skin, and your hair are all shifting, I wouldn't brush that off. I'd get curious, not panicked, curious. Now here's the next piece. Gray hair by itself doesn't automatically mean a deficiency. A lot of gray hair is still about age and genetics, but when graying shows up with gut changes, skin changes, fatigue, stress sensitivity, or autoimmune symptoms, that's when I start asking better questions. Is digestion off? Is absorption off? Is the body under more stress burden than it was prior? Is there a thyroid piece to this? Is there a deeper nutrient story underneath? That's the better frame, not fear, not hype, a better question. Because if your gut is struggling, your body may not be breaking down and absorbing nutrients very well. And if absorption is not working well, the downstream places that often show strain first can be your energy, your skin, and your hair. That's why functional and integrative healthcare spends so much time looking at digestion, inflammation, microbiome balance, stress load, and nutrient sufficiency. Because it's not just what you eat, it's what you absorb. It's what your body can actually use. And that's where a lot of women can get stuck. They're trying, they're eating better, they're taking supplements, they're cutting foods out, but nobody has helped them ask, is my body even in a place to receive any of this well? That question changes everything for you. So when you hear people talk about vitamin B10, this is how I want you to think about it. Don't hear this as the one answer. Hear this. This may be a clue to look deeper at nutrient density, digestion, stress burden, and the bigger autoimmune picture. That's the reframe. Now, let me show you the signs that I would pay attention to first. Number one, you have more than one system changing at once. Not just hair, not just skin, not just bloating, But gut shifts, skin shifts, hair shifts, and energy shifts together, that's when I stop calling it random. That's when I look for a pattern. Number two, your normal labs don't match how you actually feel. If you're in my audience, you already know this feeling. You get told everything looks fine, and yet your body does not feel fine. That mismatch totally matters because conventional labs don't always tell the full story of what's brewing under the surface. Number three, your gut is clearly involved because when your gut is inflamed, sluggish, or not breaking food down well, that can affect how well your body uses your nutrients. And that can show up downstream in your energy, your skin, and your hair. Number four, your nervous system is overloaded. This part gets missed all the time because a body that feels chronically stressed doesn't digest the same. It doesn't absorb the same. It doesn't repair the same. And when you're stuck in that wired, drained, overreactive state, your body has a much harder time feeling safe enough to do the healing work well. And this is where I want to keep this practical. If you're sitting there thinking, okay, so where do I start? Start with nutrient density, not hype, not chasing one magic answer, just giving your body more of the raw materials it may be missing. That's one reason I like a good grass-fed liver and organ complex. Liver is a naturally rich food source of PABA, or vitamin B10. And more importantly, it's one of those foods that brings in broader nutrient density for energy, hair, skin, and overall resilience. That's why I like that approach so much more than obsessing over one isolated compound. If you want to keep this simple, I'll link the grass-fed liver and organ complex I use and trust below in the description. And it comes in a very convenient capsule form, so it's easy to take. I found that I could not make myself keep eating organ meat, and this capsule is so much easier to get my vitamin B10 or PABA and protein. And if your body has been stuck in that wired, drained, overreactive state, grab my free nervous system regulation guide as well. Because sometimes the next right step isn't doing more. It's supporting your body in a way it can actually receive. Now, here's the biggest mistake that I see women make with a topic like this. They hear about one nutrient and they put all their hope there. One capsule, one powder, one missing piece. And I get it. When you've been dismissed, you want the answer to be simple. But the body doesn't actually work that way, especially not in women over 40 with autoimmune issues, fatigue, gut inflammation, stress overload, and changing hormones. Usually there's a stack. Maybe digestion is off, absorption is off, protein is way too low, minerals are low. There's a thyroid component to this. There's chronic inflammation possibly with this. Maybe stress is amplifying all of it. That's why I want you thinking in patterns instead of one magic bullet to fix it. So where would I start first if this were me? First, I'd zoom out. I'd ask, are there signs that digestion or absorption may not be working well? Bloating after meals, feeling heavy after eating, constipation, loose stools, food seeming to sit there forever, feeling like even healthy food isn't landing well. Second, I would think in patterns, not just in single symptoms. Gray hair alone does not automatically mean deficiency, but when gray hair shows up with gut changes, skin changes, fatigue, or autoimmune issues, that's when I start asking if there's a deeper nutrient, stress, or thyroid story underneath it. Third, I'd think about broader nutrient sufficiency, not just PABA or vitamin 10, the bigger picture. Protein, minerals, B vitamins, iron status, copper, vitamin D, and overall food quality, because that's usually where real support starts. And fourth, I'd support the nervous system too, because a body that feels chronically stressed doesn't digest, absorb, or repair the same way. That's why this is never just a hair conversation or a skin conversation or a gut conversation. It's a body burden conversation. And this is exactly why I do like food first tools such as beef liver or a grass-fed organ complex. Not because I think there's some miracle answer, but because liver is a natural food source of PABA, and organ meats are valued more broadly for their nutrient density, which makes them a more grounded way to support the body than chasing one trendy compound on its own. That's a very different message, and it's a more honest one, because I never want to hype something to you just because it sounds good in a title. I want to help you sort signal from noise. That's what builds trust, and that's what actually helps. So if you've heard vitamin B and thought, maybe this is finally the answer, here's my take. It may be, but not in the way the internet usually says it. Maybe it's not the final answer. Maybe it's the clue that your body needs more support than it's actually getting right now. More nourishment, better digestion, less inflammation, more nervous system safety, better follow through on the root causes. That's the real work. And honestly, that's where the best progress happens. Because once you stop chasing single answers, you can start seeing the pattern very clearly. And once you see the pattern clearly, you can finally support your body in a way that makes sense. So please tell me in the comments below, what changed first for you? Your gut, your skin, or your hair? If this video helped connect some of the dots for you, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's been told everything is normal when they know it's not. Remember, your body is not broken, it's burdened. And when you understand those burdens, you can finally begin supporting your body in the way it's needed all along. Please take care of yourself, because you deserve to feel better. And remember, we're all in this together. I'll see you in the next one.